Hey guys, so video 2 on here is just gonna go over what the changes are in terms of your assignments. So those are the changes to the syllabus that pertain to the assignments you have due for the rest of the semester. I'm gonna go through each of these slides. They're obviously all up on Blackboard as well. So I'm gonna make my face disappear for a moment and just talk through these with you. So attendance and class participation. I'm basically going to put a bow on attendance and class participation and wrap it up, and that is what it is. I'm going to grade you based on the first half of the semester. Don't worry about the second half of the semester. I'm going to post that grade within the next week on Blackboard. I don't want anyone to feel like they are going to be penalized because of what's happening in the world and what changes and disruptions there might be to you and your routine. I will be available, as I've said, every day when there's a class time, and I will send out that group Zoom, but I don't want anyone to feel like they're going to be penalized because they can't make that. I know that a lot of you have a lot of new responsibilities. You might have brothers and sisters who suddenly aren't going to school anymore, and so now because your parents are off working, you have to do childcare. Other people are having to work different times. So while it'll be great to have the opportunity to come together and to ask questions and to kind of learn from each other, I don't want you to be penalized if you can't. I also understand that not everyone has the capabilities to do video casting and streaming real time. So you can earn extra credit. You can earn up to 5 points of extra credit if over the course of this rest of the semester you are coming regularly and you are engaging in a meaningful qualitative way with either online at the same time synchronous learning or through things like discussion boards where you can interact with each other asynchronously. So there will be a chance to earn extra credit, but no one's grade is going to go down because of your inability to meet with us regularly with the rest of the semester. I understand what's going on, and I don't want to penalize anyone. In terms of changes to the Yellowjacket assignments, because obviously we can't, again, continue on as we have been. Safety is first and foremost. I don't want anyone to feel like they would need to put themselves in a situation where they would need to have physical contact with anybody else. So we can wrap up the first half of the semester. Issues 1 and 2 are done. The Yellowjacket news stories account for 30% of your grade, so that means 15% of your grade is set. Again, we're just going to put a bow on that. So what are we going to do about the other 15%? I don't want to require anyone to make physical contact with other people. Obviously, email and phones are still a thing, but everybody's dealing with stress, with things being disrupted, and it's going to be harder to get in contact with people than it was even previously. But I do still want and need you to complete 2 more assignments that enforce our learning goals. So going back to the last video, I kind of reinforced 3 of the learning goals that I'd set kind of for us going out of the beginning of the semester. So with that in mind, I'm going to provide you with 3 options for these last 2 assignments. I'm going to go over those in detail in another video, but just so that you know, you don't have to do the same option for both of those assignments. You can mix and match, but if one really appeals to you, feel free to do that for both of them. The main thing is that there are 2 more assignments that you'll need to submit, and those deadlines are available to you in the syllabus as well as in the revised deadlines that I've posted on Blackboard. And again, I'll go over the details of those 3 options in another video. In terms of the group reflections, again, issues 1 and 2 are done. You've submitted those reflections to me, or hopefully you have. For those of you who haven't, obviously that was due in on the Monday that we started break. That was at the beginning of this outbreak, and most of you did manage to get that in, but some of you still haven't gotten that to me. If you haven't gotten that to me, please get in touch with me as soon as you can, and let's work on getting you a new deadline that you can get that work into me that works with you and your current situation. What I would like you to do is, again, this will be laid out in detail in another video, but I want you to write a 5-paragraph essay that wraps up the experience, that allows you to reflect on the experience of working in a group on a beat, and that maybe compares and contrasts that to the experience you had working on your own either last semester or in other classes. I'm going to take those 3 pieces of writing and I'm going to average them together for your grade. Then we come to the last 2 sections, the reading quizzes and the homework. In terms of the reading quizzes, we've had 4 in the first half of the semester, and we will have 4 more. I've posted a revised schedule in the syllabus as well as in Module 1. And in there, it goes over which topics we're going to be covering, what chapters we're going to be covering. I put that survey out that asked you questions about what tech you have, but also asked you if you have access to the book. Most of you guys who have submitted that survey do have the book, but if you don't, you need to get in touch with me as soon as you can so we can figure out a way of getting you access. I know that the publisher is getting online access to students, but again, this might take a little bit of time, so the sooner you can get in touch with me, the better. Also, in terms of the quizzes, I want to make sure that given, again, things are being disrupted, that students feel like you have the best access and the best ability to complete this as you can. So that means that you are always going to be allowed 2 attempts for every single quiz. So that way, if you X out accidentally, if it closes, if something crashes, you can take it again. Don't worry about it. Also, the quizzes will not automatically disappear. You will get a late penalty if you haven't taken it on time, but they're not going to just magically go away anymore. Again, if you need to, for whatever reason, not take this at the same time as everybody else, I do need you to get in touch with me. But again, while I want there to be consistency so that you're comfortable and aware of what's coming up, I don't want you to feel like you're being penalized because of the situation. So please just get in touch. Which brings me to the final point, which is the homeworks. Again, we've had 5 and we will have 4 more. Again, they're going to be focused on the learning objectives, those 3 points that I talked about in the last video. They may involve discussion boards as a way of working together and bringing us together asynchronously, but we're going to kind of work on these in progress. They will be a little bit more substantive than they've been in the past. In the past, they've been things that I've wanted you to be able to complete, maybe 15-20 minutes, half an hour max. They will be a little bit more substantive going forward just because we no longer have the opportunity to meet face-to-face and to work on other projects during class time. There will be, for example, the first one is going to look at analyzing a piece in a little bit more depth. So these are just going to be kind of focusing on those learning goals and making sure that we still get the material that we need to get in the time that we have left with the resources that we have available to us. So in summary, attendance and participation is done. We're going to put a bow on that. You're not going to be able to lose any more points, well, you won't lose points if you can't get together with us synchronously. You can get extra credit, however, if you engage with us as a group in a consistent way that's a high quality of engagement. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to be there synchronously with us if you can't, but through things like discussion boards, other ways of engaging with us, you could get that extra credit. The Yellowjacket, we've got 2 more assignments due. There are 3 options that you can choose from for each of those assignments, and that's going to be explained in the next PowerPoint. The group reflection, the 2 reflections are done. If you haven't gotten yours into me, please do. And we're going to wrap everything up with a 5-paragraph essay. That essay will be explained in another PowerPoint. There's reading quizzes. There's 4 more of those. You will have 2 chances to do each of those. So if something goes wrong, you have another opportunity. Homework, we've got 4 more of those as well. And each of those is going to be due on Friday at midnight. Please get in touch with me if for any reason you can't meet those deadlines, and we can work together to get us through this. Thanks so much, guys, and I will speak to you again soon.